Have you always dreamed of being a singer? Is this something that occurred to you very young? I know you were singing in the shower when you were young, as you said, but has this kind of been your mission, or is this something that have come to you lately? Or
Never. I've always been one day at a time. I mean, even growing up, I can't remember having a time when I said, I want to be this when I grow up. Or I want to be that. I mean, I might have had I want to be a dolphin trainer. I think because the water and dolphins are cool. But other than that, it lasted for 2 days. Just kind of one day at a time thing. I should, in the career that I'm in, I should have a block set out that says, in 4 months, I'm going to have done this. In 2 years, I'm going to have done this, but I don't, because things change so much. And I know it's nice to have everything set so that you can organize your own brain, but maybe that's what's so beautiful about what I'm doing. One day at a time, take it as it comes, and just make sure you're good to other people. I think I do want to sing for the rest of my life, but I also want to cook, and I want to have a garden, and I want to own a business. I want to help somebody else become famous. Well,
you do have lots of goals then.
Yeah.
Just
everything. I want to do everything.
Well, and we're going to talk about this brand new album in just a second, but let's talk about goals. I mean, what do you want to happen? Things are rolling for you. What do you want to happen from your career? What do you want to do?
At this point, I'm trying to settle my brain down as much as possible.
Well, something cool in line with goals, in line with everything you just said that's about to occur. You're going to be in New York pretty soon. You're going to get a chance to be in some big venues in New York.
I hope
that's not going to hurt the career.
I hope so. My saxophone player and I, Nathan Anderson, who also plays with Junkie Rush, we are going to be heading to New York in December. We'll be playing a lot of local gigs around where I'm from, and then we're going to pop into the city just to say hello to a couple people that we made relationships with a couple months ago. And then in January 24th, we're going to be playing at this beautiful venue called the Rock Shop. It's 3 floors, and we're going to be going there. I'm going to be doing my first kind of show there. The first time I went there, we did open mics for 5 days, and it was wonderful. I made a lot of good friends. I'm going to go back and do all the open mics again because I loved them. You get to meet a lot of different people. And in New York, it's totally different than living in Orlando. I went to some open mics here, and it's fantastic. You get to hear a lot of people, but the actual caliber of talent and musicianship and with songwriting is nothing compared to going into a big city and going to an open mic where you have to pay $5 to put your name on the list.
Right.
You run into all sorts of people. They're you can in a couple months you say, I know that person.
Right.
I knew that person before they got big.
Well, it's got to be exciting to unveil your music in New York. I mean, you've been working in Orlando. This is going to be a whole different deal, as you were just describing. So that's got to be pretty exciting to let New York be exposed to what you do.
Yeah, I'm jumping out of my boots. As soon as I finish this record, and I can show it to everybody, I'm hopeful. I'm a little confident and a lot hopeful that I'm going to be able to reach a lot more people, and the people that I've met here that have fallen in love with my music and got to know me as a person. I think a lot of people are going to enjoy it, I hope.
No, there's no doubt about that. Well, let's talk about your music, and let's talk about this brand new album that's going to come out here very shortly. We're going to hear 4 songs from the album. You haven't made your mind up yet what you're going to call the album yet.
I haven't.
A lot of things going through your mind, and it's important. Let's talk about this new album. Tell us what we're about to hear. Give us a feel for what to expect here.
Well, you lovely, beautiful folks that are listening at home and on the internet are going to hear 4 of the songs that are coming off of my EP, which is my first record that I've worked very, very long and hard on. And you can also hear the progression of songs that you're going to hear tonight as well. The progression from I started 3 years ago up until 2 months ago is the last one that I recorded. And you're going to get to know me really well by listening to these songs and get to know my band as well. I've played with a lot of very, very talented gentlemen over the past couple of years, and had the pleasure with working with Justin Beckler on this record. He produced it. For 3 years, I went in and out of, the big studios in Orlando, had the pleasure and honor to work with some really, really great producers that've got a lot of records underneath their belts and have been on major labels, and nothing really felt right for me. You know, I recorded the songs, and when I got home, I wasn't happy, and I felt bad, like I was letting somebody down because of the money that was spent and the man hours. But I couldn't just release something that I wasn't fully confident with. I found Justin Beckler, who was a former member of Thomas Wynn and the Believers, and he's produced a couple other records. By the way. You know Justin?
I know Thomas Wynn and the Believers. I know of their music. Yeah.
Oh, they're fantastic. They're one of my favorite bands in town as well. So Justin, who was the former guitar player, is producing my record in a room in his house, and it's the best thing I've ever done. I love it. I love the whole process. You know, it's I didn't need to be in a huge studio, you know, surrounded by trappings and other things. It was just, you need some really good processors, you need some really good equipment, and it doesn't matter what room you're in as long as you can make the music happen. So thank you, Justin, for helping me make this record.
So, you know, an interesting thing, you know, this is our first, as we said earlier in the program, our first opportunity to be here at North Avenue. You've had a chance to work here. It feels comfortable. I've been in the big studios like you have. This feels intimate and comfortable. So that, with that atmosphere, that helped bring out what you were trying to accomplish?
North Avenue is a whole different monster than the other studios that I've been in. Like, Mark, who is one of the owners of the place, always comes in with a bottle of booze for me. And
this is some good Jameson we're sipping on here.
We're sipping on. We can't say that.
Wow, we can do whatever we want, can't we?
We're sipping on some fantastic whiskey right now. And every time I go in here, all the people that I'm surrounded with, Lee and Dave and all the rest of the people that are in here helping out, it's not like a studio. I might as well be in a live venue when I come here and I do stuff. It was a real struggle at first when we did the first shoot. We did the whistle tune, which you can find up online, which was one of the videos of a series of videos that they're doing on Off the Avenue. And I was really uncomfortable when I first got in here because I don't do really well in the closed studio space. But by the second song, I felt like I was in my living room. So thank you, North Ave, as well. You know, it's a whole different monster, all the things that they're doing in here. And it's a pleasure to be, you know, asked to come out and do things like this, like the radio show. And
well, it's amazing. It's amazing in 25 years of radio and seeing the studios that they have in New York. I haven't been in the Orlando studios, but in Los Angeles. And then to realize that we have a facility like this right here in Orange City, Florida. DeLand, Florida is amazing in itself. And so we're gonna hear what can be done, obviously with a fantastic musician, with Kaleigh, but what can be done in this great studio. We're going to hear 4 songs tonight: Train Gone By, Shyster, Peace, Love, and All That, which conjures up lots of things, being an old guy. I'm anxious to go through this song. And Love Letter to a Burning Man. I know we're all anxious to get to the music, but you've picked 6 songs that are going to be on this album. Just a brief description of kind of where they came from and why'd you pick this 6?
These 6 songs came from like the depth of, I have no idea what inside my body. I don't know. My writing style is unorthodox. It's kind of always the same, but it's almost a little weird to divulge the secrets of how you write your songs. But I don't write the song lyrically on a piece of paper and then I write music to it. I sit down with my guitar and I play a couple of chords and then I start zabuze, zibap-dubé-ing over it. And then I'm like, okay, that vowel and the round and that, you know, it's more of science. And I'm terrible at science. Terrible.
Well, your own science you've gotten pretty good at, though.
Yeah, apparently. I don't know.